Hey, everybody, and welcome to the North Park Youth Podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome to the year 2023.
Welcome.
Welcome to our studio that we're back in.
We are.
Welcome. We're so glad that you're here, and we've got a great episode to start off season 5.
I forgot for a second.
Wow.
I know.
And I don't know if this episode is worth like a season opener, but we're going to find out because we're going to have some fun.
It is. Why not?
Maybe we'll have to celebrate like later on, like when we hit our 100th episode or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. So we have a great episode in front of us today. We are doing, okay, here's how I was going to pitch this.
Okay.
So, hey, student or whoever is listening right now, are you trying to discover a new hobby for the year 2023?
I am.
Well, you've come to the right place, my friend, because we have, what we're going to be doing is we each have 5 different hobbies.
Yes. Or sports.
Which again, I was trying to explain to Cody, a sport is a hobby.
I feel like, to a certain extent.
Yeah. Like when I looked up strange hobbies, sports came up because sports are hobbies.
I suppose.
But not all hobby is a sport.
Agreed.
So what we're going to be doing is presenting the name of a hobby to one another.
Right.
And the other person is then going to just tell us what it is, what they think it is. They're going to take a guess.
They're guessing, but it's like you're not guessing, you're telling.
You're telling. That's right. Because we have confidence.
Going
into 2023, we've got 100% confidence.
And so do you.
So we're going to say the name of a hobby. The other person's going to just tell us what that hobby is.
Yep.
Chances are they're going to be incorrect.
They're going to be super right.
And then we're going to give like the real description of what this hobby looks like.
Right.
And then hopefully at the end of this podcast episode, you're going to have 10 new hobbies that you can choose from to start 2023. Maybe there's something on here that you want to explore and learn more about.
Absolutely.
I think like with my list, there's a lot of like history involved in some of these. Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's one that is from way earlier than I would anticipate.
Okay.
And so, hey, there's like history involved in the research of these hobbies as well.
There you go.
So why don't I go first?
Do it.
I want you to look silly first.
Okay. I look silly all the time.
my first hobby is called Tate Banco.
Okay.
Tell me more about Tate Banco.
Tate Banco is the hobby of putting Christmas ornaments on trees, but like that are just like out in the wild. So like there's one time where me and my cousins, they live right next to a ravine, and there was this like little fir tree, and we're like, let's go get a bunch of decorations. Let's dress up this fir tree. Yeah. And it's the activity, Tate Banco is the activity of decorating trees that are like still in the ground.
In the wild. You are 100% incorrect. There's one area of crossover. Okay. And I'll tell you more about it. So Tate Banco is the Japanese art of making scenic paper dioramas. So there's a little overlap.
So scenic.
I was thinking, I guess that's true, but I was thinking paper because trees make paper.
Okay.
And it's called Tate Banco. So it first appeared in the Edo period, 1603 to 1868. And it remained popular until the end of the Meiji Restoration. So each scene is made of several multicolored construction pieces, and several pieces are printed onto a single page using traditional woodblock techniques. And it makes as many as 10 pages to hold all of these pieces. Now, if you Google this, there are some like bonkers, beautiful.
I can imagine.
Like essentially it's like layered like paper dioramas.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen those actually. Yeah, those are super very cool.
Yeah. So if you're interested, there you go. Hobby number 1, if you're interested in becoming a Tate Bancoist, now you know where to start.
There you go.
All right. What's your first hobby, Cody?
My first hobby is called ferret legging.
Ferret legging. So ferret legging is obviously it's a sport. Okay. And it's where you take like a pile of ferrets.
Okay.
And it's not terribly humane.
Pile of ferrets.
Yeah, it's like a whole bin of ferrets. You know those at North Park.
You know those bins of ferrets that we have at North Park?
No. You know those like plastic bins that we have with the rope handles?
Yeah.
Fill them with ferrets.
Okay.
And then the goal is to like, it's kind of like toss the egg. Oh. But no, it's okay. I'm not gonna lie, it's not humane. I don't know why you're
Okay.
talking. Why
Okay.
you're bringing this hobby, because we don't talk about inhumane
Okay.
sports, but you take those ferrets by the leg and give them a little toss
Oh
to
my
your partner.
gosh, what is
and
wrong
you
with
keep
you?
getting further and further. But if your ferret hits the ground, it scurries away. It's free now. That's where it
If
becomes
your
more.
ferret
humane.
hits the ground, it's dead.
No. Are you kidding me?
You're tossing a ferret
Like
that
if you
long?
took a cat and it's like
But cats land on their legs. Do ferrets land on their legs?
I think so.
I've heard ferrets land on their heads. So.
No.
Okay,
no.
ferret legging.
Okay,
You're
let's hear
wrong,
it.
by the way.
No, I was right.
Except for the ferret part, which is in the name.
Hey, look at me.
So ferret legging is the act of tying your pants at the ankles, like
I have
tight to
totally
your
heard
legs.
of this.
You put ferrets down your pants, and then whoever is the last standing, like whoever's the last to release the ferret from their pants wins.
So it's
probably
a time
not
like
the
you
most
just
humane,
you just
like
let
you
it,
were saying.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
was
like
reading
trapped
this
in your pants, and it's just.
I'm like,
wow.
it's probably scared in there.
So
Like if a guy, like what if like a person goes for like a couple days? Like I could go like. Unless it's biting me, like I feel like
it does. Ferrets are like
Okay.
feisty. They are
Okay.
feisty animals. I had a friend, like a family friend, one of my mom's good friends growing up, who had a ferret,
ferrets. Okay.
and we loved going over to their place because we got to play with these ferrets. But they're territorial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very interesting.
So yeah, ferret legging is.
So you now have two wonderful
Please don't
hobby
do ferret legging.
opportunities.
Ferret legging, not fairy legging.
Okay, so this is the one I'm most excited about, Cody.
Okay.
Also, if we haven't mentioned, this isn't a game. Like, we're not competing because we
this
know
is not a game. This is a hobby.
yeah, like we're not competing to try and get the answers right. You can tell we're not keeping score. Now, maybe you know some
I'm
of these
winning.
hobbies. Okay, but I'm most excited about this one because I've actually seen it in real life.
Okay.
So it's called fear lipping.
So fear lipping is it's a play on words. So fear lipping, flipping. So it's basically you find the most terrifying places to jump off of and do a flip, and you do a flip there.
Parkour.
Fear lipping, flipping.
So you're not that far off, my man.
Okay.
So this is Dutch from the province of Frisia.
Okay.
It's actually West Frisian, and it means far leaping.
Fear leaping.
So it's a traditional sport in West Frisia, I think it is. Anyways, people in the Dutch Friesland. Oh my gosh, my Dutch family. I'm so sorry.
I was gonna
it's Bree's family, so it's not like I just
I have also a family from Friesland.
Do you?
I do.
No way.
My grandma's from Friesland.
Look at us. That's what I went there one time. It was awesome.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll tell you more about that in a second.
Did you fear lip?
No, but I'll tell you more. Anyways, the sport is nowadays also popular in the province of Utrecht, which produced record holder Jaco de Groot.
Oh,
just so you know. So I'm going to go a little further into this. The sport involves a long pole and a body of water, because you know how
I've seen this
go
on
over
YouTube.
canals. Yeah. So the pole is anywhere between 8 and 13 meters, so 26 and 43 feet long. It has a round plate at the bottom to prevent it from sinking into the muddy river or canal bottom.
Right.
And then essentially they're jumping, climbing up the pole so that they can get forward and lateral movements over a body of water, finishing by landing on a sand bed opposite of the starting point.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's all about going far.
Super cool.
It is super cool. And so, yeah, like this is a thing. It's like, you don't go to like a high school football game. You go to all the high school students fear lipping on a Friday night.
That's super cool.
It was so fun. And there were like these sweet Dutch people, these Frisians that were helping us to like understand more.
That's amazing.
It's all in Frisian. Anyways,
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was neat.
All right. For my next one, I also have a Dutch game. Oh, I shouldn't have told you that. Whatever. We're just going to...
All right.
Korfball.
Korfball, yeah. So it's the Dutch sport of korf. Of korfball. Yeah. So...
Right.
So essentially what this ball is it's like a giant basketball, but with divots in it.
Okay. Like a giant golf ball, but that bounces like a basketball.
Exactly. Okay. That bounces like basketball. But the thing is, it makes it so you don't know where the ball is going to go.
Oh, like a wiffle ball.
It's essentially, yeah. So well, the wiffle, but it's not holes. It's more like the shape of it.
Like a blitz ball.
Yeah. And so, but you play a mix. It's a mix between basketball and soccer.
Okay.
So you can use any part of your body to try and get it in. It's like a hoop, but it's not the shape of a hoop. It's the shape of, tell me.
Triangle?
Triangle, yeah, exactly. So it's a triangle, but you're trying to get this ball that's bouncing everywhere, and it's super bouncy.
Okay.
There it is. Korfball.
So You were right with a ball and a net.
Yes.
So it's a ball sport with similarities to netball and basketball.
Okay.
So
hey, look at me.
I know. It is played by 2 teams of 8 players. The objective is to throw.
Said that. I said 8 players.
Did you actually?
No.
Oh. I honestly wasn't really listening to you. The objective is to throw a ball into a netless basket that is mounted on a 3.5 meter high pole or 11.5 feet. So it kind of
seen this.
It kind of sounds like what's that game that you play at
European
the playground?
handball? Oh,
with like the thing.
Oh yeah.
Kind of sounds like that.
Yeah,
a
the thing
bit.
with the thing.
Yeah,
I do know what you're talking about though.
The thing up here with the thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
but this is
Dutch.
big in Europe, right? Oh yeah, okay, it's Dutch.
Yeah,
there we go.
Just like I told you before.
Yeah, it really helped me because you told me it was Dutch. I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we are moving on to kabaddi. Tell me about kabaddi.
What was your first one? Because I feel like it's close in name.
Tate Banco.
Oh, okay. So not really. There's a T and a B. So. Kabaddi. Okay, kabaddi is basically where you go on a really long stretch of road, and it is South Korean.
Oh,
and you do cartwheels, and there's a line of judges.
Okay.
And you have to cartwheel down this stretch of road. And it's this famous road in South Korea.
Okay. Yeah. Kabaddi Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you cartwheel all the way down, and then whoever starts like wavering, like the form has to be perfect.
Oh, okay.
And so whoever does like a bad cartwheel first, the judges kick out, and then it just whittles down to one person that's doing perfect cartwheels left. And then that person, like however far they got, gets compared to the champions from previous games.
Yeah.
And then there's like a leaderboard. And,
Okay. I think you're actually thinking of the sport of roly-poly-oly, but
same thing. It's the South Korean version.
Yeah, South Korea. That's right. If you've never played roly-poly-oly, great game.
Yeah,
isn't that a show? Was that a show?
I think so. Yeah. It was like a little hamster or something.
Yeah, something like that. All right. So kabaddi originated in South Asia and is a combination of wrestling, tag, and holding one's breath. Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 teams of 7 players stand on opposite sides of a field and take turns sending a raider into the opponent's territory.
Wow, this sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
The defenders must link arms and cannot break their chain. The raider attempts to tag the defenders while they try and stop him from returning to his side before taking a breath.
Oh,
so
that
the raider must chant the word kabaddi the whole time. The sport combines elements of rugby and wrestling as opponents struggle to keep one another from being tagged and returning to an opposite. Just wait 1 second.
Okay.
Returning to the opposite side. This is my favorite part of this whole description. If it sounds confusing, that's because it is.
Nice. How can you officiate whether or not the dude's taking a breath or not?
I guess if he's like shouting
kabaddi
the whole time.
He's the one who has to be shouting. Okay. That makes sense.
So I guess that.
Kabaddi. I guess you kind of hear that. Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to work in some loopholes here,
great.
you know?
All right.
Okay. As someone from the East Coast, you may know this.
Okay.
This was actually a part of my childhood, this one.
Oh.
Yeah. This is called Khyber toss.
Khyber toss. Was this at like the Scottish Games?
I can neither confirm nor deny these things.
I remember driving past Embro one time for a sunscreen event, and I think Olivia and Hannah were in the car. And Olivia made a comment, your sister, if you're new to this.
Yeah.
Olivia made a comment, like there were fairgrounds there, and she was telling me that she used to compete in
the Scottish Games.
The Scottish Games because she would
Scottish dancing.
And so I just made a connection. Maybe this is Scottish. All right.
Okay.
So it's called what again?
Khyber toss.
Khyber toss. So Khyber toss is essentially taking, like on your team, you have a team of 10 people.
Okay.
And whoever the smallest member of your team is. No, sorry. I was mixing that up. It's actually the largest person on your team.
Okay.
So whoever the largest person is on your team, you have to try and throw them as far as they can go. Now, interestingly enough, this one, and it's into a lake.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but interestingly,
so 10 people have to pick up the biggest person.
I guess it would essentially be 9 because you have a team of 10.
So the strategy is to draft all the smallest people.
I mean, I don't know that there is a strat. Oh, I forgot about this part. It's all randomized. There's a group of 100 people, and it's like Everyone's
Okay.
just randomized.
Right.
And then you have 10 teams of 10.
Okay.
So you pick your large. You have to. You don't have a choice. You have
Right.
to pick the largest person.
Is it by weight
Toss
or
them
height
into a lake.
or both?
It's by weight. Yeah.
What if you have
It's
like
by
a really
weight.
heavy short guy though?
That's the person.
Oh, it's by weight. Okay.
It's by weight.
Yeah. Okay.
And you actually, shoot, I'm so sorry. I'm getting this mixed up with a different sport.
Right.
You throw them into a sand pit because you have to see how far you're throwing them.
Of course.
But maybe it's that they go in the lake beforehand. That's what it is. They go
So
in the
the
lake
sand
beforehand
sticks
so
to
the
them.
sand sticks to them.
Right.
But interestingly
Small
enough,
sandy.
remind me of the name of this one again. I know. I know
Kyber
it.
toss.
Kyber toss. So it's similar to kabaddi. I don't
Okay.
know if you remember that, but because instead of shouting kabaddi, 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 the person you're
shout
tossing
Kyber?
has to be shouting
Kyber.
Kyber, 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 Kyber.
They can't take a breath until they're underwater.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the breath. It's just like it's like a chant. It's
Right.
like Kyber,
It's just
Kyber,
like
Kyber, Kyber,
just to
Kyber.
get your team.
Yeah. It's like a pump up thing.
Yeah.
It's like the New Zealand All Blacks, right? Like
Okay.
What's that called that they do?
The haka.
Haka. Yeah.
Super cool. If you don't know what that is, look up the New Zealand rugby team doing the haka.
Yeah. If you need to get pumped up,
It
I
is
listen every Wednesday night before I
so
teach.
cool.
That's what I'm listening
You
to.
do the haka in your office?
I got my AirPods in. So tell me how right I was.
So, given the fact that I gave you information such as this is Scottish and this is something I did as a kid, and you made the connection to Scottish games, you should have been able to guess this.
I have no understanding of Scottish culture.
Okay, do you know anything about like the Scottish games where like
No.
they lift a really big pole?
No,
Okay,
sure don't.
I'm gonna try to explain this without because I have an explanation here.
Okay.
Imagine a telephone pole.
Yep.
Like a super tall pole.
Okay.
And a huge dude lifting that.
Yeah.
By the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's like way up
Okay.
there, and then they have to toss it.
Yep. So Kyber means telephone.
Okay, I'll just explain it here. The
No, I
Kyber
get
toss
you.
is
I
a traditional
understand. Yeah.
Scottish athletic event in which competitors toss a large tapered pole called a Kyber.
Yep.
It is normally practiced at the Scottish Highland Games, which in Kincardine
Yep.
is something they do every summer. So I have been to multiple Scottish games and
pretty
seen
cool.
multiple Kyber tosses.
Yeah. I'd say I wasn't that far off.
Yeah, you were pretty far off.
Just throwing something.
I mean, toss was in the name, so that you had that one gifted to you.
All right. Are you ready for this next hobby?
I am.
I would like to say, we've been
Okay.
giving you some great hobby options.
We really have.
some really good hobby
Go
options.
join the Scottish Games and
Yeah.
toss some Kybers.
This I feel like is an accessible one. There's a
Okay.
hint for you.
Okay.
Toy voyaging.
Okay, so this one you said the name earlier, and I wasn't supposed to think about it, but I did a little bit.
Cody.
This is basically where you have, those the bath toys that float. You have those, and you get a bunch of them.
Okay.
And whoever there's a certain there's different sub games within the game. You know how there's different weights in
Yeah.
boxing.
Yep.
So the first one is you can only do 50 toys. The second one 100 toys. And so depending on your weight or whatever,
Yep.
how experienced you are, you might want more floatables, and so you have to configure them in such a way that it'll hold your body weight. That's what toy voyaging.
Yeah. So close so far. So this is called toy voyaging. Do you have a toy that needs a vacation?
Oh.
Some people
Okay.
create a travel log and profile for their traveling toy. You can also include life missions for your toy where you tell potential hosts what you want your toy to do while visiting. Hosts and owners update the travel log and add pictures. So interestingly enough,
You've done this?
my mom has done a version of this.
Okay.
She had this. So my mom taught at a school called Sheridan College in Mississauga.
Yep.
And she taught the travel and tourism program. And so they had.
Oh,
this,
so it was an assignment.
No. So they had this mascot that was those little stuffed monkeys.
Yeah.
So they had one of those, and it had a Sheridan shirt on it.
I love stuffed monkeys.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of them. At home, at my parents' house, there's probably 10 of them. Yeah. So one of these days, I'm gonna just put them all in your office.
My sister got a stuffed monkey one time.
Yeah.
And I was so jealous. Anyways.
Anyways, they named this monkey Ryden.
Okay.
Because Sheridan.
Right, and Sheridan.
And then they a bunch of people took it on trips around the world and took pictures with it. And my mom,
I kind of like that actually.
my mom made a Facebook profile for the
Ryden?
monkey, but she didn't herself have a profile. And so you know how parents.
So then it just became her
Yeah.
profile.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah. My mom's great.
So all of a sudden,
Love you,
Ryden
Donna.
was following like
Yeah.
you and
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So anyways, I mean, that's in a sense essentially what that is. So you've got one
So
more.
I was right.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, you weren't.
Travel.
50, what are you talking about? 50 toys you just set loose in a river? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, do you have two more or one more?
I have 2 more. I
Okay.
think.
All right. Let's go.
All right. Bossa Ball.
Bossa Ball. Bossa Ball is where it's crazy enough. This is actually similar to what I was trying to describe before.
Oh,
Because this is where you have a team
So
of
you're
8
just
people.
recycling ideas now.
No. You have a team of 8 people, and you have like one guy who's the boss.
okay.
And
He's the boss of ball.
he's the boss of all. And so what it is it's like soccer, but instead of the other team trying to kick the ball into the soccer net, they're just trying to like reef it at the boss. Yeah. And so you have to mix up the strategy a little bit because you have.
So there's a boss on each team.
There's a boss in each team. And so each team, you kind of have to designate defenders so that your boss doesn't get hit, and attackers. And so there's a neat little strategy that plays.
I like this game. This is a great sounding game.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's essentially like what's the game mode in video games? Like protect the target.
Oh, like
or
Mr.
whatever.
President.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're just trying to reef it at that boss.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. And I wish that that's what this was. Bossa Ball is the Spanish sport for the adrenaline junkies. It is essentially volleyball, except played on a trampoline. Like you don't play it on sand. It's not beach volleyball. You don't play it on a court. It's literally just on like a trampoline, which I think would be super fun.
It would be fun.
Just get to like dive everywhere and like
those hits would be crazy.
Yeah.
Like is the net for the volleyball? Like is there
like,
still a net?
It's the same thing. It's volleyball.
And
it's on
at
a
the
trampoline.
same height essentially.
I don't know. I didn't look up like the
because that's
regulation
the weird thing. Like,
height for Bossa Ball.
If you had like a sweet set and you timed it well enough, like the height that you could get down and just pop that straight. Wow,
that'd be super fun.
Bossa Ball.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Remember slam ball, the basketball on trampolines?
Yeah.
That was pretty neat.
Yep.
All right, we are going back to. I believe this is Japanese.
1800s.
I believe this is Japanese.
Okay.
I don't remember. I don't have it written down. Hikaru Dorodengo. Hikaru Dorodengo.
All right,
let's hear it.
Right.
This is the easiest one.
So Hikaru Dorodengo is the art of so you have to make an army of origami figures.
Oh.
And so you...
Can you see my computer right now?
Oh, am I getting this actually?
I'm just joking. I gave you so much hope.
I can see your computer,
I
but
gave you so much hope.
It's at such an angle where I can't read.
Yeah.
So you get this army. You have to make... You have a week to make however many origami
like
figures
Warhammer.
that you can. And you have to write specific, like you have a list of different like attribute options, I guess, and you have to assign an attribute to each,
like healer or attacker,
and so you have to not only make the army, but you have to
you have a week to design a board game.
Organize this army into an effective strategy to defeat other origami armies.
Yeah.
And so then all these people get together at the end of the week, and there's a couple judges, just like the ones I said before.
Yep.
And they judge these armies based on the composition, based on the different attributes they have, and all these things. And then one army wins, and the rest of them lose.
Wow. So close yet so far. This means polishing dirt.
Oh.
It sounds a little strange. We agree. Believe it because it's real. You take a ball of mud, draw the moisture out while coating it with finer and finer layers of soil, after which you start the work of the dirt by polishing it by hand into a sphere.
You're just making a dirt ball?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes. But if you look at pictures,
kind of
it's actually kind of cool.
That?
If you look at pictures on the internet, it's actually kind of neat. I don't know if I have a picture here.
Like it's like a snowball, except with dirt. Except you're doing it really tediously.
It's like look at it's very small, but see those little balls.
It's like it looks like a
It looks like a what is those? Yes, like a milk dud, or what's the one that has like the crunch inside? Whopper.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right, let's hear the last one.
All right, my last one is my personal favorite. Sport hawking.
Sport hawking. So this is I was gonna say This is where you steal other people's sports.
Okay.
So here we go. So this is where you go around to local gyms and local playgrounds and yards.
Okay.
And you just steal whatever ball it is that a kid's playing with. So there's kids playing on a soccer field, snatch that soccer ball up. There's somebody playing street hockey or gym hockey in a gym. Grab that puck, grab a couple sticks.
That's so sad.
And then you go off and
mean.
you take all those things you've collected and turn them into a sport.
Wow.
Yeah.
That I feel like the later part of that is very creative.
Oh.
Like where you kind of make your own sport from all the things you've created.
Yeah.
Or stolen, not created.
Yeah. What's it called? Crime hawking?
Yeah, for sure. Sport criming? Crime sporting? No, sport hawking. It originated in Germany. This sounds like so much fun. Sport hawking is flipping, spinning, and even sliding a brightly colored bar stool, plastic bar stool. The oddest thing about the sport is that at the end of the trick, a player gains respect by sitting back down on the stool like nothing happened, even if they hurt themselves.
I can picture it.
So if they've like broken their leg or whatever, and they can still manage to sit down on the stool with
so much flair,
straight face, nothing. I don't know if they get extra points or if it's just like that dude's really cool.
Earn respect.
But
yeah, bro.
I know that's a weird way to phrase it, but yeah. Sounds like a lot of fun to watch.
Oh man. These are wonderful sports and hobbies.
They really are.
Again, we went 0 for 10, but that's okay.
I feel like I was pretty close.
So now you have 10 new hobbies to choose from. Maybe you can choose one of those for 2023. To come up with your whatever hobby you want to do out of those 10. You can only choose those 10. And it's going to be great.
No other ones.
So hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Again, that's the start of season 5. We've got lots more to come.
Yep.
If you have any ideas for us, if you're like, hey,
let us know.
You should do this thing, just let us know. We may or may not do your idea.
We've had a few people come up to us and like tell us ideas.
If we have really good ideas, maybe we should give them some merch or something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
If you have a really good idea,
we'll hook you up.
We may or may not hook you up.
It has to be good enough that we actually feel like it's doing. So don't. If you have a bad idea, that's okay. You can tell us. But if we don't do the bad idea, don't feel bad about yourselves.
Yeah,
a little bit, maybe.
No.
Oh, not a bit.
Just go and make yourself feel better by ferret legging.
Start your own podcast.
And then
your bad ideas.
And then that gains popularity and outgrows us, and that's the best way to get back at us.
And then they sit on the chair and they earn respect.
Yeah, I will have my respect earned for you if you sit in a chair.
That's right. Anyways, that's the end of this podcast. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you again. Are we back on to Mondays as of this one?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next Monday.
Mondays.